Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Thursday Throwback Comeback DIY Dollar Tree beaded. It's going to be a keychain or an accent piece, but we're going to use some jute cord. You can use cotton twine if you want to. We're going to use some wood beads from the Dollar Tree, as well as one of these teeny tiny keychains from this Key Tags, or any keychain you might have laying around. You could also put it on something if you want to, like a edge of a picture frame or something. So what I've done is I've taken two lengths of cord. You want to make it 3 times the amount of the finished keychain. Okay? And then you want to do is you want to fold it 1/3 to 2/3. And then you're going to take the 4 loops and you're going to put it through the keychain and then loop the string through the loop that you put through the keychain. Basically, you're folding it in not half, but you're folding it into 2 folds. Oh man, it's so easy and it just sounds so complicated. And you just want to attach it to this keychain, and we're going to do some simple macrame. I'm going to teach you basically the first stitch that I ever used. So if you notice now, since you did 1/3, 2/3, you're going to have 2 really long strings and 2 not so long strings. You want to lay them flat so that the 2 not so long strings are in the middle, and you want to have the 2 really long strings on the sides. Okay? And then you're going to bead your wooden beads on. Now I decided to go with a rainbow color. I kind of was inspired that it's about to be the 50th anniversary of Woodstock, and to me it was wood beads and rainbows and hemp and all the things. But the ivory colored beads, there's black colored beads. You could really do either one of them. I've seen other DIYers actually paint these wood beads too, so that's an option if you want as well. Basically go with the colors and the styles that you want. And we're going to start with the beads down at the bottom. I'm going to take one of the strings. This time we're going to start on the right, and we're going to create what would be like a 4. And then we're going to use the other string, and we're going to go over the arm of the straw of the 4 that went over the left. We're going to go under the double string and then through the whole of the 4. Okay? But the way that I like to tell myself to do it, and then you're going to pull gently and evenly until you get up to the top. The way I like to say I do it is I like to be able to create the 4 and then go over the arm and then under the diagonal, basically where they intersect. If you just go under that intersection on a diagonal, you'll come right out where you need to be, and then you're going to pull gently. Okay? And you're going to repeat this as many times as you want to. We're going to do a pattern of 3 sets. I forgot already. We're going to do 3 sets. A set being a 4 on the right and a 4 on the left. And we're going to do 2 sets, and then we're going to push up a bead. Then we're going to do 2 sets. 1 set locks the bead on, and then 1 extra set to accent it. But the design is really up to you too. You can change that if you want to. Now I want to show you really quick how, if you look at this area right here, you can kind of see that the 1 string that comes on top, right there on the right hand side, that's going to tell you where your 4 is going to be on that side. So if your string is coming over the top on the right, that's when you're going to make your 4 on the right. If the string is coming over the top on the left, you can make your 4 on the left. And I just wanted to show you that in case you ever lose your place, you know where you'll be left over. Okay? Now this, with the figure 4, if we only did it on the right hand side, that's a very pretty macrame that causes this rope to twist, and it's so pretty that way. We'll do that one day. I feel like we could do Throwback Thursday macrame, like 20 macrame projects 20 weeks in a row, but I'm trying to spread them out. So you're just going to repeat this process again. It's the locking set, and then 1 or 2 sets, and then you can push the bead up and continue. And the last thing at the end we're going to show you how to do is to make a jute tassel. That's sort of a look. You can buy these at like Home Goods, and high-end Kirkland sells beaded accent pieces. And if you don't want them to be on a key ring, just make sure you put something there that fastens them. A stick or a twig would be cute as well. It would take on a little bit more of a boho feel if you did it like that. But once you get through all the beads, this bead kind of looked like, I thought it was black, but then when I held it next to a black one, it really was like a dark, dark blue. So I was like, oh, perfect. It's sort of a rainbow. So let's make this. Pride month is over, but we always have pride. So when you're finally going to do is going to end with the 2 sets at the bottom. And then we're going to take all 4 strings and we're going to basically create a knot where you're just going to tie them over themselves. You always try to make neat knots in macrame because you know that it's going to look, you want it to be appealing to the eye, not just like a messy knotness. All right, and now we're going to create a tassel. And how we're going to create a tassel is we're going to take, I'm just going to use the cardboard that the keychains were in. I think it's the perfect length. I'm going to end up trimming it, but it really was the perfect length. And I'm just going to wrap the jute around a few times. Don't pull it tight because then you'll start to squeeze the cardboard and you'll end up having irregular lengths and stuff. Okay? So once you have it wrapped around 8 or 9 times, depending on how full you want your tassel to be, then we're going to do is we're going to take the 2 long strings that are left over, which were the 2 middle strings that we were holding on to. Okay, and we're going to cross them over. We're going to put one under each side of the bundle. We're going to call the string that's wrapped around the cardboard the bundle. Okay, that's how we refer to it. So we're going to take the right string, pass it under the bundle, come out the left side, and we're going to do the same thing with the left string, under the bundle and come out the right side. Then we're going to cross them over the top and then put them back behind the bundle, and then we're going to create a knot under the bundle. Okay? And all I did was I basically crossed them under and kind of created the knot under there. And then before I pulled the knot tight, I passed the string through the bundle so that it would be on both sides and the knot would be on the inside. Okay? Now, once you have it knotted off, you can repeat that twice. I like to repeat knots twice. Then we're going to take the string that we cut off before, which I guess you didn't see me cut off the string, so never mind. You're going to take a length of string and you're going to create a little loop. Basically, you're going to take a piece of string that's about 6 or 8 inches long, fold it in half, and we're going to put it with its loop away from where we want the finished string to be. Okay, so we want the finished string to be down at the bottom with the tassels. So we're going to put the loop towards the top where the knot was. And once we have that on, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap just a piece of string around it. No more knots. We're not going to make any more knots, but you want to make sure that you wrap around the piece that you started with so that you bury the lead. Okay? Not like, when you're telling somebody a story, but bury the lead. And I ended up wrapping this neatly up once and then messily down twice, but you could do neat in both directions if you want to. Whatever your little heart desires, whatever kind of look you're going for. If you want a more polished look, you can definitely wrap this in rows. If you want a more homemade look, you can definitely just wrap it haphazardly. And then once you're done wrapping it, you're going to take your end piece. You want your end piece to be at least as long as a piece of tassel, and you're going to put it through the loop. You're going to take the 2 pieces of the loop and you're going to slowly pull that spare string underneath all of the things that you just twisted. And this is just how we secure the part that makes it tassel-y without using any glue or any more knots. It makes a nice, smooth, professional finish. And now what you want to do is you want to cut your loops open, and then I'm going to create a haircut. Cut it as long as you want or as short as you want at this point. The shorter you cut it, the fuller the tassel will look. The longer you cut it, the softer the tassel will look. It's pretty much how that works. And now I'm just taking my comb. It's a fine-tooth comb, and I'm just combing it out. Now this is an option. You can skip this option. It looks really pretty when it's just a bunch of jute hanging down. But I just really wanted the softness that comes with maybe like an aged, if we would have made this in jute or hemp and it would have lasted, been 5 or 6 years old, you would have seen that it would be all soft and frayed by then. So I'm just going to create that ahead of time by just combing out the strings, kind of like we did for the leaf feather macrame. Okay? Now I just turn it over. Make sure you turn it over so you get all the sides. So, and you don't have to make it totally brushed out like we did with the feathered macrame. This one you're just going to do sort of just to soften it up. All right? And then when you're done, trim off whatever excess you don't want. and then that's it. You just hang it. Here's how it looks just as an accent piece draped over the shelf. And here I have it as a keychain, which is where it's going to live its rest of its life. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends and family, anybody you know might be interested in making an old project new again. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye!